Are you taking a great road trip from Brisbane to Airlie Beach? I'm here to show you my best spots, sights and attractions along the way that'll make your journey unforgettable. Hi travellers, I'm Chris and I've been driving up and down the coast of Queensland for many years, and today listing my favourite stops between Brisbane and Airlie Beach to help plan your journey. Direct travelling, this drive is over 1,100 kilometres and you could probably get a decent road trip in 10 days, but 2 weeks will probably be better. However, it would depend on where you want to stop, how long for, and how many islands you want to see. But anyway, let's get to the list. Let's start today in the Queensland capital of Brisbane. Over 2 million people are living here and the largest city in the state, and will take you a couple of hours to drive from one side to the other. You could easily spend a week here exploring the city and its many sites. However, if you only have a couple of days, I'd find yourself looking around the Brisbane city and South Bank suburbs to keep yourself entertained. There's a very casual atmosphere with river dining, historic and cultural venues, and the giant Ferris wheel. South Bank has many great options for swimming, visiting the museums, shopping, and eateries, as well as the famous Brisbane sign where you can capture your classic Instapic. The Story Bridge is a famous landmark. Although not as big as a harbour bridge in Sydney, you can choose to walk across it for free or take the tour to climb it. But if you would like the best views over Brisbane, then Mount Cootha Point is about 20 minutes from the city and a brilliant site to visit at night. Since Brisbane is not really known for beach locations, it's great for having North Stradbroke Island located 45 minutes off the coast. Straddy is known for its fantastic beaches or freshwater swimming at Brown Lake. The North Gorge walk viewpoints, local wildlife like koalas and kangaroos, four-wheel drive beaches, and camping spots. Not only that, but it has an inbuilt community of 2,000 permanent residents to help service the tourists with groceries, local arts and crafts, and general stores. Day trips to Stradbroke Island leave daily, are cost-effective for a tourist and very easy to organise from Brisbane. These will leave from the city and the suburb of Cleveland and include costs of the ferry and getting to and from the sites of the island. Do you want more island options? Then you have an unforgettable day trip from Brisbane to Moreton Island, where you can enjoy absolutely awesome activities like sand tobogganing, snorkeling around wrecks, and even feeding the wild dolphins. Whether it's exploring the island or hanging out in the resort, there is so much to see and do. I've just spent a couple of days over here recently and I'll link some videos in the description below from it. Looking for escape to a paradise that brings along sun, fun and adventure? The Sunshine Coast serves as the gateway to some of the most amazing beachside activities that you'll ever come across. Whether you choose to take a stroll by the vast coastline in search of rock pools, or venture into the hinterland for some breathtaking hikes and views as they stretch out for miles. Not only that, but there's some brilliant waterfalls and freshwater creeks to swim in. This is one holiday destination people will spend over a week at, but maybe a night or two on your Brisbane to Airlie Beach road trip. There are over 1,000 people living in Rainbow Beach, so a quiet little seaside town known for being the gateway to Fraser Island. My biggest suggestion would be to check out and walk around the Carlo Sandblow. It's part of the Great Sandy National Park and the biggest sand dune you'll see along this Queensland coastline. Often there'll be people sand tobogganing down the dunes or kite surfing off the cliffs. Apart from that, you can go fishing on the beach, or take a short hike to Poona Lake for a swim, or walk along the beach to see the amazing coloured sand cliffs. Unless you own a four-wheel drive and visit Fraser Island for a week, there's no better option to seeing it than an organised tour from Rainbow Beach or Hervey Bay. Fraser is over 1,600 kilometres long and the largest sand island in the world, but the best highlights can be viewed in a 1 or 2 day trips. This includes the pinnacle-coloured rock formation, the SS Mahino shipwreck on the beach, floating down the clear waters of Eli Creek, or discovering the rainforest. Or my personal favourite, jumping into the clear turquoise waters of Lake Mackenzie. All this can be seen on a day trip and well worth the money and convenience of taking a local tour. Not only is the charming town of Hervey Bay another gateway to the stunning Fraser Island, it's also a brilliant place to witness the magnificent humpback whales up close. But this is also a seasonal activity from June to October. However, if you're interested in marine life in general, the Reef World Aquarium is well worth a visit. With fascinating exhibits, a knowledgeable staff, and maybe even spot a turtle or two. Lady Elliot Island is part of the Bunker Group in the southern Great Barrier Reef. However, the only way to get there is by flying from Brisbane, Gold Coast, Hervey Bay or Bundaberg. Day trip return flights can cost anything up to $500 per adult. Therefore, it's not in everybody's price range. However, the positive points are more time on the island, quicker transfers, and able to access the Great Barrier Reef from southeast Queensland. The next potential stop on our Brisbane to Airlie Beach road trip would be Bundaberg. This is a small city that may not be on everyone's radar, but it boasts some of the country's most famous attractions. This includes the Bundaberg Rum Distillery, which has been producing its world-renowned spirit for over 130 years. And a visit here promises to teach you everything you wanted to know about the rum, and probably some things that you didn't. Just down the road, the Bundaberg Ginger Beer Factory offers a refreshing respite from the heat with tours and tastings for ginger beer enthusiasts of all ages. And if that wasn't enough, Bundaberg is also home to the Mon Repos loggerhead turtles, which you can watch these majestic creatures hatch and make their way into the sea. All that adventure is sure to work up a thirst, so why not head to one of the region's beautiful beaches like Woodgate and Elliot Heads for some rest and a couple of drinks. Bundaberg may be small, but it packs a serious punch when it comes to things to see and do. The next stop is a small beach-tide town of Agnes Water, which is normally explored with 1770. It has a population of over 2,000 people and known for its luxury and beachside accommodation, and first explored by Captain Cook. It draws a younger crowd for surfing, having a boat ramp and fishing, and exploring the southern Great Barrier Reef. For such a small town, there are many different activities to keep you entertained for the rest of the day. This includes the Paperbark Forest Boardwalk and capturing another famous Instagram pic location. The Lark amphibious vehicle will take you for a spin on land and send you propelling through the ocean waters. Agnes Water and 1770 are renowned for Australian history and Captain James Cook's exploration. There is a memorial you can visit along with learning about his visit with the Endeavour. Apart from that, seafood is definitely on the menu, and don't forget to stop by the local fish and chip shop. Well, welcome to the southern Great Barrier Reef and what's called the Bunker Group of islands lying off the coast. Lady Musgrave Island is included in this and can be accessed by boat from both Bundaberg and Agnes Water, but closer and a shorter trip from Agnes. The day starts out with boarding the boat from the 1770 marina and taking the 1 hour and 45-minute tour out to the island. The travellers are split into groups and you can take turns at the day's activities. This includes some of the best snorkelling in southern Queensland at the Reef Lagoon, searching for turtles, a glass-bottom boat ride, and a small tour on the island itself. Looking for a hidden gem along the coast, then Yeppoon is a small seaside village that guarantees to impress with its long stretches of sandy beaches and perfect for lounging with plenty of cafes and restaurants for delicious bites. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not take a trek to Byfield National Park? There you'll discover some freshwater swimming spots like Stony Creek, nestled in nature's embrace. Yeppoon is the epitome of the ultimate relaxing getaway. Mount Archer National Park and the Skywalk are just a 20-minute drive from Rockhampton Central. Doesn't require an overnight stay, but it is supposed to be better for sunset. Once you arrive, you'll be thrilled to know that there are several beautiful walks that you can take, but the Newram Walk is the one you want for the Skywalk. It's only a short 30-minute stop and will give you an overall view of the large central Queensland town of Rockhampton. Exploring limestone caves is an adventure, and if you're passing by Rockhampton, you'll see the Capricorn Caves just a short veer off the main drag. We decided to go on 2 different tours through this facility, and I felt like I was in another world. The beauty of the cave, from its stalactites to the crawling, scrambling or walking through the tight spots. But don't worry, the smaller sections are not that tight and only short, making them easy to handle. We were provided helmets and headlamps and guide you through the darkness. It's an incredible experience to go through the different sections and finally get to the top of the rock for breathtaking views. Let me tell you about the brilliant spot that is Great Keppel Island. I recently spent a few days here and it was absolutely blown away. The beaches, they were completely empty, which is unheard of these days, and I felt like I had my own little slice of paradise to ourselves. But it wasn't just the stunning scenery that impressed me, the resort was really great too. The staff were so welcoming and friendly, and I just love those cocktails or drinks while watching the sunset every night. Trust me, if you're looking for an island to get to, Great Keppel might be just a cost-effective option. Are you ready to explore the natural beauty of central Queensland? Finch Hatton is a must-see waterfall that should be at the top of your list, and it's located inland from Mackay. The walking trail to Finch Hatton takes you on a journey through the forest and through some of nature's most incredible wonders. From the towering ferns to the fascinating wildlife and the giant boulders that make for an unforgettable hike, you'll be transported into a world of magic. And in the end, the highlight, the crystal clear creeks and waterfalls to swim in. You could spend hours here in the cool waters. This is sugarcane country, and what you'll be viewing most of the way up alongside the highway. Cape Hillsborough is about 45 minutes north of Mackay and only included in this list today for the Cape Hillsborough wild kangaroo viewing. Early to bed tonight, as you'll need to get up really early for the kangaroos. This happens right in front of the Cape Hillsborough Caravan Park, which makes for a perfect place to stay for camping or fixed cabin accommodation. The whole unique experience is managed by the Mackay Tourist Rangers, and tourist numbers will depend on the season. The kangaroos will come onto the beach to feed off the seaweed and sea pods left over from high tide. They will venture down to the beach before first light and retreat into the surrounding bushland after the sun comes up. This whole process will take about 30 minutes to 1 hour. Before we get to the actual town of Airlie Beach, I wanted to list the must-do stops off the coast or in the Whitsundays. After all, that's what we're going to Airlie Beach for. Hill Inlet and Whitehaven Beach are normally explored together on a half-day or full-day tour from Airlie. There is a short uphill walk to Hill Inlet and shows you the best lookout point over the Whitsunday Islands. Whitehaven Beach offers lots of swimming and chilling on the beach made entirely from white silica sand. This is the finest white sandy beaches you'll ever see and great for exfoliating the skin. What's left to do from Airlie is snorkeling the Great Barrier Reef, of course. You can choose between visiting the inner or outer reef and seeing the underwater creatures like turtles, sharks, and millions of fish species. The tour company will determine the best snorkeling sites based on the weather and tides of the day, and all you need to do is just jump in the water and have fun. The snorkeling equipment is generally supplied for you, and they could also be lunch on a full day option. Our final destination is the worthy town of Airlie Beach, which has 1,200 permanent residents and visited by over 500,000 tourists each year. This is mainly for the Whitsunday Islands and Great Barrier Reef, which is our highlight for our Brisbane to Airlie Beach road trip. You can spend days checking out the beach, swimming pool lagoon, shopping in town for local gifts, or maybe visiting the Cedar Creek Falls. There are also plenty of other things to do, like sunset sailing trips, scenic flights over the Great Barrier Reef, or checking out some of the beaches or pubs nearby. Over the next couple of months, I'll be featuring my latest series on Airlie Beach in more detail and everything we got up to on our visit, so stay tuned for that. Well guys, that's it for my favourite stops to consider on your road trip from Brisbane to Airlie Beach, and I hope you see a great selection of what you want to do. I've linked a few more in-depth videos in the description below that were mentioned today. Otherwise, you can click here and find them all in the playlist. Thanks a bunch for watching, and stay tuned for my Airlie Beach series coming up over the next few videos.